Let's start with Theranos. We have video into the newsroom as we continue our breaking news coverage of the Elizabeth Holmes fraud verdict. Late today, the former CEO of Theranos and founder was convicted on multiple fraud charges. A jury in San Jose found her guilty on 4 of 11 charges linked to money Holmes took from investors while promoting her medical technology that didn't work.
It's been an incredible rise and fall. We have a team of reporters at the federal courthouse in the South Bay. Let's begin with Scott Budman, who's been inside that courtroom almost every day for the past several months. Scott, just in layman's terms for us, what happened today and what comes next?
I'll tell you, Raj and Jessica, things were a little chaotic outside when Holmes and her family walked out, and we tried to get comment from her. Still stone-faced. She did not want to talk to anybody. She, her partner, her family walked out after being in the courtroom and hearing the verdict. I can tell you that in a court case that has been tense for months, there was nothing like this afternoon as the jury verdict was read. As you mentioned, 4 counts where Holmes was found guilty, 4 counts she was found not guilty, and it bounced around. And so we weren't quite sure how this was going to go. And I imagine Elizabeth Holmes and her family was not sure how this was going to go. She sat stone-faced for most of the time as the verdict was read. At one point, she looked down and stayed looking down for a while. I noticed that the jury did not make eye contact with her as they came in or as they went out. It was that way for most of the trial. She would try to make eye contact with the jury, but they did not look back. After the verdict was read, the jury was thanked by the judge. Holmes turned around and hugged her family members individually before being ushered off into a room, and then a little while later, coming outside. It feels like quite the ending to an incredibly long and tense trial. And now the big question, what happens next? Holmes was found guilty of things that we see a lot here in Silicon Valley. Investors listening to entrepreneurs and writing checks. As someone who's covered venture capital and startups for a long time, I can tell you there is some nervousness tonight on Sand Hill Road, and some nervousness, I imagine, among entrepreneurs and startups, because Holmes was found not guilty on several of the charges involving patients, but she was found guilty on several of the charges involving investors. Send it back to you.
Okay, Scott, we'll keep you there and also see you on our 7 p.m. newscast as well. Let's now bring in our legal analyst, Dean Johnson. Dean, you've been around a lot of these high-profile trials. We've been talking about this one for months. Just right off the bat, your biggest takeaway from what happened about 2 hours ago?
My biggest take is that this is really no surprise. In fact, it's exactly the kind of verdict I would expect. What the jury did was convict Elizabeth Holmes of investor frauds that occurred the last in time of the whole scheme. And that makes a lot of sense, because what we've learned in these business fraud cases is that often entrepreneurs start with the best of intentions. Their businesses start to fall into crisis, and then they start cutting corners with the truth. And eventually they wind up saying things that simply aren't true to investors, and that's when they get convicted. And I've warned students in my business ethics class about this for years. This is exactly the sort of pattern we see all the time.
Pretty interesting. Dean, okay, so she's guilty on 4 of the 11 charges. Who wins this case? Does the prosecution go home tonight thinking they clearly won?
No, I mean, anything other than a complete across-the-board guilty verdict, it has to be considered a loss for the prosecution. U.S. attorneys very rarely go to trial. When they do, they go in only when they're sure of winning, and to split a verdict like this has to be considered a loss. And you have to say that these prosecutors very possibly made a strategic error by making a lot of this case about Elizabeth Holmes' personality. They called her a liar and a cheat. They played the personality game. The defense made a strategic decision to put her on the stand and let the jury see her personality. And let's face it, Elizabeth Holmes has a very studied personality that was capable of bamboozling some of the smartest and richest people in America. So the prosecutors were playing in her wheelhouse. And that's probably why they lost on so many counts.
Okay, Dean, perhaps the million-dollar question now. What does this mean moving forward? How much jail time, if any, will she see, Elizabeth Holmes, when she gets sentenced?
Well, that's another fascinating question. The mathematics of federal sentencing is very complicated. The fact that she was acquitted of multiple counts makes very little difference in the sentencing guidelines. The guideline sentence is still somewhere between 17 years and 24 years. The middle of that guideline would be about 20 years. What I would be doing at this point, if I were a member of the defense team, would be concentrating on sentencing and trying to convince the judge to depart from those sentencing guidelines, to say, look, this is a young woman who started out with good intentions. She's a young mother. She has no prior record. Judge, you need to cut her a break.
And so just to be clear, you're saying perhaps she might not face any jail time?
Oh, I think she's going to face some jail time. I think she'll face some prison time. But certainly you want to see this somewhere less than 17 to 20 years. She just had a child about a year ago. If she went to prison for 17 years, she'd miss that child's entire childhood. And I think that's the kind of pitch you've got to make to this judge, that this is not something that's really deserving of a double-digit sentence.
It's going to be fascinating to see what that sentence will look like. Thank you, Dean Johnson. We appreciate your analysis tonight. Our coverage will continue again at 7 o'clock and online. You can get a breakdown of the jury's verdict and where we go from here. Just go to NBCBayArea.com.